Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. This one's going to be pretty similar in style to last week's, where I just kind of am going to be chilling around at the PVM hub here and talking about stuff because, as I'm sure most of you know, there was pretty much absolutely nothing in this week's update to check out. I'm not sure if this thing is still going on at the Lumbridge Crater, but maybe I'll head over there to check that out. But yeah, basically absolutely nothing in the update for the week, and I was planning on just basically skipping this week in terms of a video, but they did release quite a few details about the Orthen Digsite, so I figured I would make a video just to cover some of those, and I might as well throw in what they did put in the update post just to have that as well. Basically, they talked about the Gillenorian Giving event, which is about Mental Health Day and stuff. I feel like they've done this a couple times a year at this point, but I don't really remember. Like time goes by pretty quick when you're stuck at home, but it looks like this event is only starting. Yeah, it says it started from today, which was Monday, until October 18th. So I don't know where it's at exactly. That's a little bit strange. It does say that, but it is not here. Maybe it doesn't start until October 10th itself. And the thing that they wrote, how they wrote today was actually a mistake, but I'm not sure because I do not see anything special here in the Lumbridge Crater. But yeah. They will also be having apparently another traveling artisan alongside this event, which I guess the first one was popular as in terms of engagement. I assume they think that people want to see that again. I mean, it was an okay event, but I wasn't a big fan of I didn't really participate with it too much. But yeah. We'll have to see if anything different is available from this one, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, they didn't really have any update at all, just this little event that's going on. But we do have the Orthen Digsite coming, not until October 19th, so it is just a little bit over a week away now, but it was 2 weeks from Monday. But yeah, and the patch notes were honestly extremely short as well, which I don't think there was anything even worth covering in there. There was strangely a section all about ladders, which I find a little bit strange, but I guess they tasked someone in the office with the job of going around and fixing up a bunch of ladders in the game. But yeah, there are a lot of small bug fixes and stuff in here. I actually think that this list might be longer than it was when I first looked at the update notes. I'm not sure if they added to it or what they did, but it is a lot longer looking, especially the other fixes section. But when I did read through it on Monday, there was basically nothing important to mention in here, and just skimming it over now to verify that that's still the case, and it seems to be. Nothing I remember or can see is actually worth mentioning there. So let's move on to the main attraction for the video. And I am sorry, I'm just a little distracted because I do see these banners in the background here. So I assume this is actually the event. Let me read this again just to be sure that I'm not a complete idiot. On October... We've invited our representatives to the Lumbridge Crater, and they're way over here, which isn't really in the Lumbridge Crater. But yes, this is where the event is, and here is that traveling artisan that I mentioned. What the hell is that? Oh, so I guess these are probably some new cosmetics. Do they have those weird potions again? Yeah, they do. They have those available. Mystery boxes. Looks pretty much the same as the last time around. And it's just a different NPC. So that's here. Sorry I didn't find it immediately. I just thought Lumbridge Crater is over there. But the people are actually a little bit outside the crater. Anyways, moving on to the Orthen Digsite, which is coming on October the 19th, like I mentioned, and they do state that this is going to be trying to fill the gap between 90 and 120, or the gaps even. They have a plural there, but I didn't really feel like there was any big gaps or issues with the grind to 120. I did, of course, do 200 mil on my hardcore, and I mean, there's plenty of different dig spots in this level range, so it's going to be even more densely packed, I guess. I should just leave it at dig sites now. Well, that's kind of annoying. You can't just have it on excavations as a whole to see them all, but because some of the things in here are obviously relics. But anyways, I didn't think there was too much space, but this is going to be a higher level dig site. It's going to be the highest level one, even higher than the Warforge, because you're going to need a minimum of 90 archaeology to take part at this dig site, which I thought was a little bit interesting to see that they're going up and higher than the others, because like I said, I didn't think there was too much in need of higher level stuff. I thought that they might have it spread out across all levels like they kind of do for a lot of the other dig sites, but this one's going to be a little bit more tightly packed. And they do say this is, of course, going on Anachronia. I'm pretty sure we all already knew that, but yeah, this is going to be on Anachronia here, and it's actually, they do say, going to be spread out all around the island and not just in one location like the other dig sites. Now, of course, the other dig sites have multiple rooms generally, or multiple levels in the case of the Infernal Source. But this one apparently is going to be places all around the whole island. And you might be thinking, well, great, can't wait to spend 3,000 hours just running around the island to get to any of these places. But they actually say that there'll be a new, quicker way to zip about the island, which I am very interested in seeing, even regardless of the dig site itself. I'm really interested in seeing what this new way to get around the island is, because I would definitely appreciate something like that for, whatever you want to do on the island. Like, even going to Herbie Werby is a bit of an annoyance for me. But yeah, that's an interesting thing that they mentioned there. And it'll be kind of cool to see how each of the smaller areas has its own sort of feel. They do mention the first location possible is the Crypt of Varanus. I don't know how you say that, but sounds interesting. They say it has a tragic story, so we'll see what that is. And then they do give the specifics that there will be 10 new excavation spots, which will be of varying levels, of course, starting at level 90, and I assume just going up. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it seems like that'll be relatively similar to the size of the other dig sites, maybe a little bit less than the number of excavations that they do have, but still not like extremely smaller. There'll also be 22 new artifacts to go with those excavation spots, and actually 5 new materials that are going to be needed to restore those artifacts. Of course, that will be probably including some new material caches as well. We'll have to see where those get placed, or hopefully that includes some more caches as well. But that'll be interesting to see. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what all I just kind of like the materials. They're kind of like a cool items. I like the way that they're themed to the dig site and stuff like that. So that'll be cool to see. And they also mention the thing that I'm most excited about from this new dig site, the mysteries. There are going to be 8 mysteries, which is a good amount for sure. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. And they say that they will fill in some of the gaps in your knowledge of the Dragonkin. Obviously, they don't go into any detail because they're mysteries, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. You'll be seeing mystery guides from me on that day of release. I will definitely be working to complete those as fast as I can, as I really do enjoy doing those. One thing that's going to be tough, though, actually, I'm really wondering, is there going to be a mystery with a higher level requirement than 110? I mean, I can obviously do it on my hardcore, but I like to have the ability to do it the first time myself and then make the guide afterwards, but I might not be able to do that if there are some at the very higher levels of the skill. However, maybe I'll be able to resolve that with something I'll mention later on. But yeah, they do say level 90 archaeology to get started, but they also mention you might want to have completed desperate measures because that'll help you out with some of the later areas. So if you haven't done the desperate measures quest yet, I do have a quest guide for that. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment. You guys can check that out if you haven't completed the quest. It's a pretty quick one. Shouldn't take you too long, and the requirements aren't too bad. So probably worth doing before this dig site comes out if you're looking to dive in on day one. They also mentioned there'll be a new collector, of course, that will have probably a few collections for these 22 new artifacts that are being introduced. And it's actually going to be Sherigan from the one-of-a-kind quest, they call it an Ilujanka. I guess that's the name of the species or whatever. They will be the collector for this dig site. And then there's also a very big thing right here. There are going to be, how many did they say? 3 new relics for the monolith here. And one of them will be related to archaeology precision level, so not too exciting. Of course, doesn't really impact the PVM side of things, and the skilling relics are generally a little bit less interesting. I mean, the divination one is obviously really powerful, and the runecrafting ones are pretty good too, but they're not super exciting. But they say right here that there will be a way to increase the monolith's power cap in this new dig site. So we'll have to see how much increase you can actually get, but that might make it possible to do some more intriguing combinations of relics for the higher levels of PVM. Because right now, basically the standard that everyone uses is Fury of the Small and Berserker's Rage, or whatever the hell it's called, the Darok one. I don't remember the name of it. And then usually Font of Life, just for the other slot, because there's nothing else that can fit there. So it'll be really interesting to see how much more power you get and what combinations that enables, because, I mean, one thing that people have wanted is just to be able to throw on the Luck of the Dwarves one, but they can't do that in keeping the main PVM ones as well. So maybe that'll be possible, and then maybe you'll be able to use, you know, one of the ones that gives you more adrenaline from your ultimates or gives you a higher adren cap. It'll be really interesting. I feel like it's going to be not that much power additional. Like, it's probably going to be a very low amount, I would assume. But maybe not. Maybe we'll see some really big change. I'm not sure. I'm looking forward to seeing that, though, for sure. Then they also say that there is going to be a new event thing similar. It's not an event. They call it a community event, but it's basically going to be a new thing similar to the pylons at Caradet, which basically will be getting these items while you're excavating in the area. This time it's going to be Rex skeletal fragments rather than the pylon batteries of Caradet. And you can use those to contribute to a paleontology project at the base camp on Anachronia. And when that is finished, everyone who took part, now that's important, they do mention here that you do have to actually take part to receive these buffs. You can't just wait to see the broadcast in your chat and rush over there to get some free buffs, which I don't know how. I think that's probably better, especially because these ones sound a bit more strong than the ones that you get at Caradet, and they don't only apply to archaeology, importantly, because when it's completed, when the event is 100% or whatever, you will get a 25% more XP buff in all of the hunter activities on the island, including Big Game Hunter, doing archaeology and doing agility. So you basically get a pretty nice XP buff in any of the skilling activities, just not in like Slayer for killing the dinos or anything. But that is pretty sweet. And you'll also get a small boost to drop rates for items from Big Game Hunter, from Slayer, from Agility Course, and from the archaeology locations, so getting more materials. So that'll be pretty cool as well. I'd probably want to go for the Slayer boost to drop rates for those boots maybe, because you know, even though the XP isn't buffed for Slayer, those boots can be very nice. They're very rare and quite expensive, so that's a pretty cool one. Additionally, there is a ton of stuff coming with this dig site. I was actually pleasantly surprised when I was reading over this news post, but they're additionally bringing in some new potion recipes, which I was very surprised to see. I guess this is probably the ancient herblore that they mentioned a long time ago, I would assume, but it's basically just new potions, I guess. So there's going to be the Holy Aggro Overload, which is very self-explanatory, just going to be an overload, an aggression potion, and a prayer renewal in one, which I guess will be nice for some people who used to use the Holy Overload and aggression potions, and now maybe use the aggro overload and prayer renewals, and now you can combine them all. There's a very intriguing name of Summoning Renewal here, which I am extremely interested to see what that does, because I obviously assume it has something to do with your summoning points, and having a automatically renewing summoning point potion would be extremely powerful, so we'll have to see how strong that is. They also say archaeology potion, so you can assume you can just drink that to boost your archaeology. A new power burst potion called the Power Burst of Opportunity. We'll have to see what that does, have no idea. And then the Spirit Attraction potion, and I have a kind of a I don't really know a hunch, I guess, that is going to be something that makes it so you get more Saren spirits and more, whatever the other things are called, I can't remember, Blessing of the Gods, maybe? I don't remember exactly what the thing is from the brooch that was just recently released, but that's what that kind of sounds like. But Power Burst of Opportunity and Summoning Renewal, I'm really interested to seeing the effects of those. That sounds very interesting. I do have 120 herblore here on this account, so I will be able to make those potions, and I definitely will cover those when I make my general video on the update. And that is not all. There is one additional thing that's being added, or I guess two if you want to count them both, and that is 2 new skilling offhands that they have been talking about for probably over 2 years now, at least, adding skilling offhands. And there are going to be 2 of them from Orthen, one of them called the Orthen Furnace Core, and the other one being called the Artificer's Measure. So who knows what those are going to do? I guess the Furnace Core might have something to do with smithing, but maybe not. Who knows? And then Artificer's Measure, that could be anything, honestly. So we'll have to see what those do. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be interesting to see how those will compete with the combined Catalyst Fragment from Sliske's Endgame, because I feel like that'll be a pretty tough thing to beat, especially in the skills that it actually affects, like Hunter and Rune Crafting. So we'll have to see what those do. But honestly, I'm really, really excited for this update. It is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Like, even just like, I thought it was going to be pretty sweet, like a big new dig site, mysteries, everything. But it's not only the archaeology stuff, they got these new potions coming in with it and some skilling offhands. So I am extremely excited to see this update come into the game October 19th. I hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments. This was a bit of a longer video. Wasn't expecting it to get up to this length of me just standing here talking, but I hope you did enjoy it. I wanted to give all my thoughts and bring the news to you guys. Sorry for not having a video on Monday, but I really just didn't have anything to say for the update this week and didn't want to make just another video saying like, wow, there's no update. And I've said this multiple times, I'm in the process of moving, and we actually are hopefully closing on the house we are buying next week. And then I'll be moving in the process of moving over the next couple of weeks after that. So I probably won't have as much time to be online playing, so won't have as many updates in the videos, but once we're all settled in and moved into the new place, things will be spinning back up as normal, and I will be getting back on the hardcore grind as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you looking forward to this update, and what are you hoping that those new potions do? Because I am very excited to see those. Again, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.